I don't have no kids, but like I want to see your son succeed athletically just as much as you do.
All right, welcome another episode. Hear me and bear me. Thank you everybody for joining us. I am drinking an Ultra Zero for this episode, simply because, simply because it's Tuesday. I don't want to get a buzz going and then kind of just like have to stop. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the worst. Like, kind of getting into something and then all of a sudden, you just kind of, have to stop. So we're going Ultra Zero for this episode or for this Beer Me Breakdown portion of the episode. Sound of Happiness, if you know me, you know that I did not like these Ultra Zeros. They were kind of like keggy flavored a little bit, but it's the name of the game. So this Beer Me Breakdown is going to be rather short. It's not too long winded this time around at all whatsoever. And I think we're just gonna hop right into it. Really, the first point of this Beer Me Breakdown is going to be, or is titled, "What Do People Do?" All right, what does that mean? It means, what do people do? What do people do when there aren't sports going on? All right, like literally these weeks right now are some of the worst weeks of I would say the sports calendar year. I mean, there's really nothing going on. It's like just regular NBA, regular hockey, like nothing special. The All-Star break in both hockey and basketball ended, and the Super Bowl's done, football's done, and now we're kind of just waiting for March Madness. So yeah, I think we're kind of in this spot right now where it just like, where do we go from here? We're kind of just waiting. So it kind of brought up the topic of, what is it? What do people do? What do people who don't consume sports, like what do you guys do? Honestly, I'm being dead serious about that. Send me some suggestions, because I realized I had a problem when the first thing I checked in the morning as I got up was the Score app, which is basically like an ESPN sort of app. It has the scores, it has what matchups are going on. And I kind of just, base my day around what was going on. Like, oh dang, 7 p.m. is this game, 2 p.m. we have Champions League games, just stuff like that. So it's also interesting. I want to shout out my guy Berto, my barber Berto. He asked me, he's like, hey, so what, the podcast now is gonna be about sports? And I was like, no, dude, it's gonna be about, the things that interest me and what, makes me, you know, happy and whatnot. And then I had a long reflective period where I thought, wait, but that is what I like. I like sports. So, I'm open to new ideas, man, so we can bring the pod on and have some kind of different topics. Not to say that there won't be some sports. I try not to get super, super deep into sports, only because, that's kind of not what we're trying to do here mainly. But, bring up some topics, give me some ideas. I'm open to suggestions. It actually doesn't taste that bad today. I don't know what it is, but anyways, moving on to the second topic of this beer meme breakdown, which is, bear with me here, it is Mexico. Okay, so if you follow me on socials, I went to Mexico recently. Just got back, went my grandma's 95th birthday. Shout out my grandma. It was a great time. If you saw my post, you saw me compare her to the sports moments she's lived through, which include like all the Super Bowls, every World Cup, every just things like that. 95 years is impressive. She's still in tip top shape. So shout out my grandma. Hope she's with us a very, very much more, very, very much more, a very, very much more. Hope she's with us for more years to come. And so I know I'm looking at my notes here. Sorry, you guys, I'm kind of cheating, but while we were there, what I did was I had a full circle moment while I was in Mexico. Okay, my full circle moment was this. When I was young, when I was just, growing up and, we would go to Mexico, what I would be most excited to do was go to the little stores there. I'd, just be ecstatic to go to the little stores there and buy candy and buy all the Mexican chips and just stuff that you don't buy here, right? When I was a boy, that was what I was looking forward to immensely because if you've been to Mexico, you know that you can basically go to like, CVS or Walgreens or, whatever, your little Walmart, couple steps away from your house. There's one or two to choose from. There's one at every corner. So that's just like insane. You know what I mean? Um, and then as I got older, as I, started to enter my late teens, early 20s, what I would go to Mexico to do was drink all the different things that Mexico had. So that was like, coyote, if you've ever had coyote, the new mixes I would be on the hunt for. Like, just, you're able to try all the different, not different beer, but the beer there, it tastes different. The alcohol there tastes different, whatever. And the full circle moment came this time around. Now I'm in my late 20s, about to turn 30. All right. And I'm kind of like back now to like when I was a little kid. Like now I'm excited. I'm like, man, they got these chips there that I haven't tried in a long time. Yo, they got this candy. They got this pan that I want to try. It's just funny how it became full circle as I got older. And, you know, now it's kind of a mix of the two where I'm getting the drinks, where I'm getting, because I can, I'm getting the candy, I'm getting all of it. So Mexico is just a full on experience of all that's fucking electric and exciting, and I just had a great time. So um that pretty much sums up the beer me breakdown for the Mexico portion of this. The next topic on the beer me breakdown is the weather. Oh my god, the weather we got these last 2 days. The weather is the weather that just like it, I love it and I hate it because this weather gives you hope. You know what I mean? It lets you know like, man, summer's right around the corner. It's coming, like better days are to come, daylight savings, all that. But you know what? You know what? It's literally middle of February right now. So we're gonna get a couple more cold days. We might even get some snow. We're not out of the rough yet, but this weather gives you hope and it makes you get this fake hope and this belief that we're done, that winter's over, we did it, we've overcome it. But that is so far from the truth. Um, but yeah, you get a little glimpse of it, and like, dude, you throw on some shorts. You know what I mean? You just step outside because you can. Your first time in a couple months that you're not wearing a jacket when you step out. Like, it's just a great, great, great feeling. And I really hope we get this weather. I really hope this would have been in March, during St. Patty's Day. I really wish we would have got this weather then. I need it. I hope we do get a 50 in there, during St. Patty's or St. Patty's Day weekend, because that's really when I'm like bought into, okay, we're turning the corner, summer's about to come. um, don't give it to me mid-February. You're just giving me false hope, fake hope. You're making me believe things that you're not. It's like a toxic ex, man. You're making me think like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna act right this time. Like, don't worry, like I'm done hurting you, and bam, the cold weather strikes again. So don't believe the toxic ex and don't believe the early warm days in February because it's still not golf season. Um, so yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. This next segment is going to be an interview with Coach Angel Melendez before the Bulldogs begin their road to state. That's right, that the men's basketball team is beginning their road to state. This will actually drop the day that they begin. I'm not sure who their opponent is. It was going to be their Zion or Round Lake, whoever won from their game. So, just get out there, support the Bulldogs. Let's start getting them, getting behind them, and let's really root them on. And let's hope that the number one seed, Waukegan Bulldogs boys basketball varsity team, can get to state. Like as soon as I seen, I'm like, man, I'm gonna hit up my guy Angel. see if he's trying to hop on, see how he feels about it.
Yeah, bro, I'm all for it, bro. I told you I support you, man. This shit, since you jumped it off, I'm like, bro, this shit cool. And like,
appreciate that,
you're one of the ones out here doing that shit, and like, you went straight for it. You ain't think about none of that shit. You ain't sitting here and worry about what people say. You just got right to it.
Yeah.
And that says a lot to me.
Yeah, we aren't like rolling. Like
okay.
I'm gonna introduce you, but I kind of like to kind of like
Smooth
ease
in.
into it. Yeah, smooth
sure.
into it because
I'm kind of used to this a little bit. We do a lot of interview shit, both sports, like where we handle the media, like just in case, like if a newspaper talks to us,
PR train and shit.
PR train, at least know, like I already know like what to say here. It's not about me, it's about the boys. It's them. We're a group. As the whole basketball program, the people involved, we talking we's. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And like how you just said earlier when you was nervous, it's the same thing me when I first started coaching, bro. I started coaching at 19, 20, bro. I freshly got out of college. I freshly dropped out. It was like, damn, my first time I've ever stopped playing sports. You know what I'm saying? And like, I was nervous too, bro. I was like, imagine coaching one of your teammates that you used to play with.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, they respect me. I thought about all of that shit when I was first starting. Like, am I going to get the respect that I deserve?
I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is like, am I gonna feel this like imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
When I'm doing it, like do I belong coaching? Like I know, like I played this my whole life, and I kind of understand like the gist of it. But am I like, do I fit in enough to coach? You know what I mean? I feel like that would kind of haunt somebody. Like damn, especially when you're young like that. And coaching people that are, maybe like I don't know 5-6 years younger than you. Like that's still not a huge gap, know. And then you see like these professional coaches, like you start getting like. Now they broke a record for youngest coach in the NFL, and dude's playing for him. He's older than the coach, it's starting to become more of a norm. And I think that's because back then we were accustomed to getting these older coaches because they're experienced per se, right?
Yeah.
But I think you need someone who can relate to these people more. So someone who's fresh out of playing or still hungry to coach.
Yeah.
I feel like Sean McVay is a great example of that. Like he didn't even play; he was just around the game, but he was around it in his prime years, which is like I don't know, like late 20s, early 30s, enough to transition into coach right away and do such a good job at it. I feel like that's a key in that too. So I feel like you starting up 19, 20 years old, kind of just getting out of, pursuing it yourself professionally, let's say, because that's the goal for everybody,
For sure.
I feel like you still have that hunger, like, man, I want to learn more about the game and more so, like, teach these kids about the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, that's kind of dope, man.
And then as it going, like, at first when we were 19, 20, that wasn't the trend, like how you said. But now that, like, I'm in the business, bro, and, like, I put my work in, and like after 3-4 years, I started seeing young coaches, so that my confidence kind of built up, dog.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, okay, now young coaches are being appreciated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the highest levels of them all. You know what I'm saying? And that's always everybody's ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And I know everybody timing different, but like now looking back at it, 9 years later, I'm so fucking glad I did that, bro. Because like now, think about it. I'm about to have 10 years coaching experience. Right when I turned 30.
I know, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Some coaches don't start coaching until after, like, let's say they retire from their sport and they're like 35, and then you start coaching.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've got like 15 years on all these people,
And I'm young still, bro.
Yeah, bro. So that's insane, Let me formally introduce you onto the show, man. We're now on the interview portion of this episode. And so I have a very special guest on with me, man. He is someone who's been coaching for a long time, as we're kind of just saying. Coach with the Waukegan Bulldogs, and you got a couple travel teams, right?
Yeah, I coach Slammers, Illinois. It's a travel baseball organization based out in like Libertyville, Lake Forest area. National travel team, travel all over the country, So been doing that for 7 years also.
Yeah, that's sick, man. So you kind of transitioned first into basketball, and then you went into baseball.
Yes, sir.
But you've been playing both your whole life,
for sure.
right? Pretty much. And I'll add some context too. Like, man, we went to elementary school together. Actually,
for sure.
We went to high school together too. And I've been seeing you doing this for a long time, and we really hadn't reconnected since high school until like this summer, bro.
Yeah.
We got out there, we went golfing, and we kind of chopped it up a little bit. And since then, I kind of put a pin in it, and I was like, you know what, man? Like, sometime along the line, I'd love to have this guy come on and, do the show with me. And so, perfect time. We were just saying right now, right?
Yeah, perfect
Time because I mean, those people who aren't aware, the Waukegan Bulldogs, the basketball team, is going to start their road to state on Wednesday. This episode will come out Wednesday. Baseball season's right around the corner, so you're kind of like right now, like it's like the what would you call it? Like the highest point, like the peak of
Yeah.
like your season, your
Basically, yeah.
calendar. So it's a perfect time to have you on, man. So
sure,
thank you
man.
for having
Appreciate it,
the
boss.
time and coming on and really chopping it up.
For sure, man. Always. You know, I'm always support you, man. Always.
Nah, same here, bro. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into the Bulldogs first of all. You know, what's going on with that, man? Tell us what we don't know, as outsiders, and tell us what we should know before Wednesday, and what we should expect from the team, I guess.
Just expect a good family out there.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Cheers, by the way.
Yeah, cheers, brother. But they've been putting in this work since we lost to Warren last year. You know, that feeling when we lost to them in the regional championship, I knew right then and there, like, we'll be back and we're going to be a 10 times better team the next year. So, like, we're more motivated than ever. Preseason, we had a great summer. Preseason, nobody ranked us. Nobody had us in the rankings, which we believed we should, because we beat a bunch of teams in the rankings to start the year, or in the summer and fall. But
started off like 5-0 or something.
yeah, started off 5-0, won our Thanksgiving tournament, won the first game after that, and then you get your wake up call at some point. But going back to the group, we're just a family, man. Like, everybody's locked in, from, I'm talking about camera lady, all the way to managers, all the way to the little ball boy. We got everybody's locked in. Everybody comes to practice every day, and it's a sight to see. I mean, the record shows, but I think more to come for sure.
Yeah, man. That's honestly, that like fires me up, because even though we're graduated, like whatever,
sure.
I'm not like as involved. I love hearing about whatever sport it is, making it far, getting putting us on the map or what have you. So as soon as I heard, I'm like, oh, like we're in the running for the conference, and then we win or we're co-champions, right, of the conference. You were saying because we had a similar record to is it Stevenson?
Yeah, Stevenson. Yeah, tiebreaker.
Yeah, so we've got a similar record, but we got the 1 seed though, right?
Yeah.
Did they get the 1 seed in their own bracket then, or are they in our?
They're in a whole different sectional.
Yeah,
and they got the 3 seed.
Got it.
So they got 2 really good teams. I believe Fremd and Rolling Meadows. I believe they're like the 2 teams in the other sectional. That'll be good. So because Stevenson was a late bloomer. They didn't start the year like hot.
Yeah.
They just like creeped up, and then they got hot from the middle to the end of the year. So that's why their record is the record what it is now. But in the beginning of the year, nobody was thinking they were going to be where they're at now. So that's why we had the pressure from beginning to end.
Okay, so it was kind of expected for us to have like this great
this year
team.
for sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like news to me, because I don't follow it as closely. But once I started hearing some rumblings of like, hey, we got a squad this year, I'm like, wait, we do, And I kind of meant to ask you too, because you've coached these guys now for like since they were freshmen. I'm imagining,
For sure.
So we've got like a couple juniors, a couple seniors on the team that are killing it. I saw 3 of them won, what is that, all conference?
Yeah.
They had all conference awards. Are those like our main 3 guys, you would say? Or
I will believe nah.
or is it more like you were saying, like the term family, like when you're bought in, as in we're all doing this as a collective, I feel like a team is even scarier when it's like that.
I mean, I wouldn't say just because they were our best players that they got all conference. I mean, one of our players didn't get all conference, and I believe he's just as good as the ones that did get it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on with those selections, but I believe we should add 4 people in there.
Oh, yeah?
So I believe Samarion Carter should have definitely at least got honorable mention, at least got something, because that boy can ball, and he deserves a lot of good things coming his way.
Yeah.
But we're 8 deep, so I think everybody, even the bench guys that bought into their role, I think everybody deserves a little recognition.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, like, I'll use LeBron as an example, right? Like, LeBron, except for that Cleveland run he had, he really needs, a lot of support. Best player in the world.
For sure.
Still needs some help, you know what I mean? So 9 out of 10 times, those role guys are really the guys who are stepping up and, like, giving these guys a second to catch their breath while they, recollect themselves, and then they go back out there. But you could lose a game in those, like, 2-3 minutes. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's like that with any sport.
For sure.
You know, so
For sure.
it's important that those guys are up there too. So I get what you're saying with as far as that goes. You know, but man, yeah, I was kind of like just looking up some of their stats. So that's kind of what, like, you know, not having watched their games or really followed along until now is more so what was like standing out to me is that these guys were winning awards. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, we got 3 years saying 4, but even all the bench guys were putting in work, and that's when you're the most dangerous. You know what I mean? So we can expect to play who, like, first round?
Expecting Zion. I mean, it's Round Lake Zion. Excuse me, first game. So we're preparing for both because you never know.
Yeah.
Anybody could have their day at some point. But we're preparing for Zion mainly. And then on the other side of that game, it's Libertyville and Mundelein. So we're at Libertyville for the regional.
Yeah.
So we technically should have hosted the regional, but since we're hosting sectionals, they gave it to the next highest seed to host that regional.
Okay, so that would be, right now we're playing regionals.
Yeah.
And that's one game or two games?
So Wednesday, regional semis, and then it's Waukegan versus Zion or Round Lake. And then they'll play the winner of either Libertyville or Mundelein.
Okay, we get past that, then we're hosting.
Then we host sectionals.
Oh,
so we'll be
man,
back at
could
home.
you imagine that?
Dude, I coached 2 sectionals as a coach at Waukegan while we were in it, man. Nothing beats a sectional.
That atmosphere, dude.
Nothing beats a sectional playoff game with Waukegan in it. So that's our goal. That's been our goal since the get. Since we knew sectionals was at Waukegan, our whole goal the whole year was to give back home.
Yeah, and win at home.
Win at home.
You know?
Win at home.
So then we get 2 games. We get sectionals and super sectionals at home, or you're saying we move
just
out?
Sectional. So then it's another four teams. So then it's semi.
I get what you mean.
You get what I'm saying?
So each I guess each phase is 2 games.
Yeah.
Right. Got
Super
you.
sectional is 1 game.
Got it.
So the winner of a sectional faces another winner of another sectional.
And then you get to the
winner of the super sectional goes downstate.
Got it. To the top 4?
Top 4.
Top 4. Fuck, how long is it since we made state? Was it that last run?
15 years, bro. 2010.
Yeah. Was it with the
with Jay Rich or Jeremy Richmond?
Yeah.
That group.
That was the last time we made it down there?
Yeah.
Man. I mean, it's not easy to make.
It's not easy.
You know?
We've had good
really
teams.
Not.
We've had good teams in the meantime. Everything in between. It's hard, man. It's hard, but being prepared, practicing hard. Like even today's practice, bro, was lovely. The bench guys challenged the starters.
Yeah.
As they should.
Wait, so they're practicing on Sundays is what you're saying?
Hey, we practice, man.
That's locked in, bro.
We practice.
I like that. I love that. I love hearing that. They're locked in, you know?
We practice, dude. We practice.
Man, so what do you think about, because we're talking about like hosting at home or whatever, right? That gym, though, is like one of the more iconic gyms, I would say. Like, I wouldn't, let's say country, I'm not going to say that because I don't know what the other ones look like, but at least in the state, you know, that's like one of the more iconic gyms.
For sure.
It's just like the structure of it and like the history that we've had. That buzzer beater that Jay Rich hit that you're saying, I think that all that comes into play. You know what I mean? What do you think, like, you know, do the kids know this, you know? Like, are they aware of, like, damn, like, not only are we hosting at home, we're hosting at one of the more, like, iconic venues in the state, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, because some of those kids was in the stands when we were hosting sectionals.
Yeah.
You know, even...
that's a good point, man.
Like, what, 2018? Yeah, 2018. Yeah, 2018, we was in the sectional final.
Yeah.
At the crib, bro, at Waukegan.
So and they were, like, in their teen... Like,
they were probably 5th grade.
Teens. Yeah,
4th grade. They were in there with their parents watching it. They were up at the top. I'm like, man, I can't wait to play here. So a lot of the players are living for this moment.
Yeah. Putting into perspective, too, right? Arguably, all these kids were, like, 2-3 years old the last time we made state. So you're talking about, like, Jeremy Richmond and, you know, that team. So they grew up, man, hearing about that. You know, because we didn't grow up hearing about it, but, you know, it's been something that's been part of our lives since we've been, like, you know, in high school. Like, since we entered high school, everyone was chasing that.
For sure.
And it seems to still be the case of us chasing that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the entirety of their, like, conscious lives. They've been hearing about this team and about, you know, this sport that they play and the city that they're playing for. Yeah. Like, could you imagine that, being able to kind of, like, replicate something like that? Like, I don't mean to put, like, any pressure on them, you know what I mean? But just being able to take that with you and being able to, like, put the city on the map again is crazy, bro.
I think I could speak for them a little bit because I used to be a player. I always wanted to fill the seats up like that.
Yeah.
Instead of telling my kids that I used to watch so and so fill up the seats, ain't nothing better than telling your future kids I filled up the seats, or I was a part of a team that filled up the seats. So I think these boys were raised to put fill the seats up because of the history, the tradition.
Yeah.
And at some point, if we keep the main thing, we'll have another group fill the seats up at some point.
Oh yeah.
So we're trying to keep it a consistent thing, a real program from 5th grade all the way up to senior high school. We want to make everybody on the same page so we can keep this hype, keep this. So I'm not going to say pressure, because I think you want pressure as an organization and as a team, because like pressure builds diamonds. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting the pressure, what are you doing it for? You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. And like I just think us as a family, I wouldn't even say us as a group, us as a family, that's what we strive for. We got a harder schedule this year. That's what we wanted. We want to put our best players against other people's best players to mano a mano, to stack up, compare and contrast.
Yeah. And you know what I will say too, because you keep using the term family, is that I mean, I don't know how it is now, because I've been so removed from high school for unfortunately 10 years now, bro. Right? Like damn, we've been removed.
We old, dog.
I know, man. But so I don't know how it is now, but back then, one thing that I always caught on to was that basketball, the parents were always very involved, even football to an extent, but I felt like it wasn't like that with other sports,
Yeah.
And I feel like family isn't just, the people playing, on the court, or like the coaches, or like they're saying the camera woman, like, everyone that's like coming in every day for the team. But I feel like the parents play a big role too. You know what I mean? I feel like when we would play soccer, bro, like a lot of times there weren't like a lot of parents that would go. There was a good amount.
Yeah.
But also like I feel like we had a lot for our group, but then you would look at even like, grades above or beneath you, and there weren't a lot of parents that would show up to these games. And I get it, people gotta work, so it's tough,
Yeah.
But I feel like when your parents are like really like instructing you, and I feel like if you can continue to do that for generations to come, I'm talking to like the parents, then the kids, are bought in. And I think that it's important, the role that you guys play as coaches too, because you guys get everybody to buy in. You know what I mean? So I think that as long as we can continue to do that, the plan that you're saying from 5th grade and on, it kind of starts at home,
Yeah,
but then,
for sure.
you guys kind of pick up on that and get it to where it needs to be. You feel me?
Yeah, we need everybody on the same page, because like I even just sent like an introductory email for my baseball team today. Like, I don't have no kids, but like I want to see your son succeed athletically just as much as you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like they represent me also. When they're on my team, we got the same uniform on. You represent me too. We got to be on the same page. If your son sees me and you, the parent, arguing, they're going to have to pick and choose, and we don't want to give that to the kids. We don't want to give them an option of even thinking, oh, I got to choose somebody else over my parent. No, these kids are going to always listen to their parents. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Right.
It's my job to not even be another parent. It's my job to just be their coach. And it may sound simple, but there's a lot that goes in with being a coach. It's not just X's and O's in whatever sport and position. When the kid is struggling athletically, we can see through their eyes what's wrong with them. And 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with the sport. It has nothing to do with what's going on the field. It's something outside of the sport. So yeah, we sign up for being a parental figure, and we do that. Because I'll say it with both sports, because coaching at Waukegan, you got to do it a little bit more than me coaching my travel baseball team, which, parents from Libertyville, like Forest,
super
Lincolnshire,
involved, right?
Super involved.
Yeah.
But like both parents are involved. I just, as a coach, has to do it differently.
Yeah.
Because everybody's raised differently. Everybody has a different mindset,
Yeah.
But I'm more of a communicative person. Like, tell me what your goal for your kid. I'll tell you my goal for your kid, and we can make something happen.
Yeah. And I love that, man. I love that, honestly. So I'll ask you this, right? You mentioning like you don't have any kids, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, so then what is it that drives you to want the better for these kids? What drives you to want these kids to succeed when it's like you're not even in a position where you have your own kids? Which, I mean, I don't either, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of like, I feel the same way, You want the next generation to just keep getting better and better, having played myself, you know?
I mean, I can give you a quick little story, just even how I started coaching. Like, that motivates me even more because, as we all know, Coach Ashaw left after my junior year. So I was his player 2013. And he left to go get another head coaching job in Chicago area. And senior year, he wasn't coaching at Waukegan. He was coaching somewhere else. He still contacted me, checking up on me. Hey, man, how's everything going? Hey, I watched your game. You're doing good. Blase, blase. And then as the summer goes, he's still messaging me. I go off to college, walk on, play 1 year college baseball. And then ended up coming back home. That year, he came back to coach at Waukegan. And if it wasn't for me my junior year, so right when I found out on the newspaper he was leaving, I sent him a nice 3 to 4 paragraph, message thanking him for everything he's taught me. I grew up idolizing the downstate team. He was the head coach, so I grew up wanting to play for this man. And then just sending him that message, hey man, thank you, man. You turned the baseball player into a hooper. Like, I appreciate that. Because I'm a baseball first, but I love basketball because what you brought to this town with the downstate teams. And then, man, I just sent a nice positive message. He messaged me back right away, dude, and was like, dude, this was probably one of the nicest messages I got because everybody was pissed that I left. In the bottom of my message, I told him whenever my playing career is over, I want to become a coach. So mind you, I said this in 2013.
Yeah.
A year and a half passed by. He comes back and becomes the head coach at Waukegan. He texted my phone and said, are you still interested in coaching? I want you a part of my staff.
That's sick, bro.
Dude, that's exactly how I got my coaching
career.
That's what
started your trajectory.
I'm 19. I'm freshly off of moving out of St. Louis, coming back home, taking classes at COC, trying to figure out my life, Not the first time I've ever received doubt anytime. So, I wasn't in my right mind space. But then when you searching for what you're going to do next, and then you just get a random text message like that, oh, I jumped on it, dude. Instantly. Sent me that message. Hey, do you want to be a part of my staff? Hey, shit, hell yeah. And shit, come through tomorrow, interview. Boom, got the interview, got the job, bro, and it'll taking off with that. But I wanted to be that for somebody.
I get you. Yeah.
I want to be that for some, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for somebody having more faith in me than I did in myself. Mm-hmm. So I just want to be that person in here, in this community and others, that there's people that believe in you. We don't got to be from the same area. As long as we on the same page and we got the same goal, and then when we accomplish that goal, bro, that feeling is marvelous, dude. So just being there for the kid in the moment is why I coach. But the satisfaction of coaching always comes in the future, bro, because I got 100% thank you rate. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Some kids, we butt heads, in the season or in the moment.
Yeah, it's always going to be
It's always like that.
Yeah.
Because we both got the same goal. We just might say it differently. But at the end of the day, I always get a thank you in the future.
Yeah.
No matter 1 year later or 10 years later. We see each other, man, Coach Angel, man, I appreciate you doing all this. Think about it. I've been doing it for 9 years. So I've had a couple graduates, people that grown, most of them got kids,
Yep.
Man, I want you to coach my kid whenever it gets there. Because I'm usually appreciated in the later run.
Yeah. Bro, that answer is great because I guess you saying that people telling you, I want you to coach my kid, all this,
Yeah.
It's ex-athletes that know the big impact that coaches have on a kid, when you're growing up.
Yeah.
And I'll use my coach with Waukegan as well as an example. Coach Fernandez, shout out Coach Fernandez. I don't know if he's watching this. I think he follows the page though, so
hey.
But bro, that was like our ex-soccer coach.
Yeah.
He left my junior year, at the end of my junior year, to go they went to Spain, like him and his wife. They were both teachers at Waukegan.
Okay.
And they got you can do like a program, like an exchange program. So
yeah.
They went over there. And I believe they taught at the Rafael Nadal school, like a private school, right?
Yeah.
I know, man, it's prestigious, and they deserve every ounce in that, bro, because he was not only great, on the field, but off the field is what was most important and stuck to me. And to this day, man, I still look back on those days, and it kind of speaks to what you're saying, that you want to be what Ashlaw was to you, to somebody else. I would love to be, not in coaching wise, but just in life, I would want to be that to someone what Fernandez was to me. Because, dude, some of the life lessons that I got just off of him alone are insane. Our senior year, he wasn't there. Someone else was coaching us. And before we had our first playoff game, he FaceTimed us on this big ass iPad. And that's kind of what drove everybody. That was the motivation we needed. We won our first game. I think we won our second game of regionals too. I think we made sectionals and finally lost in sectionals to these fucking 6'5" guys out of fucking Barrington, bro.
Oof,
Like
Barrington.
bro, they look like a college team. We're like 18, dude. Like, how do you guys look like you guys are like 22? You know, fresh out of college, but. You know, that's beside the fact. But the impact that he had on us a season after when he was already gone,
Yeah.
you know, that just speaks volumes, bro, as a coach. And I think that I guess that's kind of what you'd be chasing, you know, like in your trajectory as a coach. And I guess that's like super important to do as, you know, someone who's from here, from Waukegan, you grew up here, you know kind of what the vibe is around here, and you can lead the future kids into, you know, what they need to do. So I commend you for that, man, for doing that.
No, and I appreciate it.
And I did mean to ask you, like, how did you decide to start doing that? But you kind of like broke all that down, you know?
Like I've always, like I already knew, like I love sports, like since an infant, dog. Like my mom tells me stories all the time. Was like, yeah. With Angel's brothers, I used to put regular cartoons. He'll start crying when I put cartoon. My mom said what stopped me from crying at 2 years old was a Cub game, dude.
No way.
Yeah, she was like, she didn't. Tom and Jerry wasn't working. SpongeBob wasn't working. Yeah. My mom puts WGN and it was a Cubs game, and I stopped crying. And my mom was like, oh, okay. So she thought it was just a fluke. Next day it happened, same thing. She put Sports Center on. Stopped crying. So then my mom's like, And my mom, my mom's a smart woman. So she was just like, okay, this one's a little different. Okay, so he likes sports. And then boom, from there, I just started watching sports, got into sports, and then I've always known I want to be in sports some way, somehow. I wouldn't be happy with myself if I'm not involved with sports somehow.
Yeah. So growing up, you just like loved baseball.
Yeah.
Were you were a pitcher, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a pitcher, middle infielder. Mainly,
Sick.
So mainly shortstop until high school. Then I turned to second base because I was thinking of the long run. I knew I wasn't going to be a college shortstop, but I can be a college second baseman. So I focused on the second baseman once I got to high school.
Did you like it better, or did you prefer where you were first?
I mean, as a baseball player, everybody wants to be shortstop, man. And I'll tell you, everybody wants to be a shortstop. But when reality kicks in, dog, you got to accept what the coach puts you. And then, I thought of the long run, and a bunch of college coaches told me I'll be a good second baseman. I'll be a good second baseman. So when you hear 4 people tell you you'll be a good second baseman, well, listen to them. When it's the fourth, once the 5th person comes on, just listen to them.
Nah, I get you.
So I heard it enough. So I was like, let me just make that switch, and it helped me. So I don't regret the switch.
Yeah, with soccer, it's kind of like everybody wants to be like a central mid because you're right in the center of the field. Yeah. You control the whole game. Yeah. But not everybody could do it. Yeah. I played that for a while, but then I am a lefty dude, so it's less common than being right-footed. So it just naturally I was always out on the left because I'm a lefty. So to an extent it was better because it's way less competition than trying to play like center mid. But there were times, bro, when I feel like the team needed a spark, and not that I'm like this fucking great player, but sometimes you just need to switch things up. I know you can see that as a coach. You need a different, what we're doing isn't working. So I just be like, hey man, I'm gonna hop in in the middle, go out left real quick. I'd get a ball, send it through. It'd be something different than what we're doing, and all of a sudden the team picks up, and then I can transition back into where I was. But sometimes you just need a little different, do something a little different. So I didn't play basketball. I didn't even play baseball. Honestly, I would have loved to play baseball. Looking back, that's one thing that I'm like, fuck. Like I want my kids to play baseball, soccer too, but I really want them to play baseball. What is one thing with baseball and basketball that's something that kind of brought the two together for you, that you kind of, because they're such different sports.
Such different. No, that's a good question. What I would say is, I always tell people I'd rather have a baseball player try other sports because you fail in baseball. That's a guarantee. You're going to fail. Mm-hmm. So the emotions got to be in check because you bat 10 times. If you get out 7 times, you're still a Hall of Famer. You're still great.
Good. Right.
You get what I'm saying?
You hit 3 of those 10, you're still good.
You're still good. You're still considered great. So that's more of a reality type check for other sports. If you can handle failure in baseball, a missed shot ain't going to affect you in basketball. A missed kick ain't going to affect you in soccer because you got another one. Mm-hmm. So what I would say is, baseball, if a baseball player was playing basketball, they're not scared to fail on that court. They're not going to make the same mistake again. But a failure won't get to them as much. They're not easily rattled as a kid who just strictly plays basketball. They miss 1, 2 shots, then oh no, I'm not going to shoot good. Baseball players, they know on to the next, on to the next. And it's more preparedness because baseball, you got to be prepared for every situation. Runner at first, you got to do something different if the ball gets hit to you. It's not just a regular out to first. You got to look at second. If you in outfield, you got to always look 2 bases ahead. So a runner at first, we're trying to get out at third because he's already guaranteed at second. So it's really just preparedness. And that's what I believe correlates with baseball also. The scared to fail and the preparedness. So then, like how you said, what if one of the plays ain't working? We got to quickly adjust. We're prepared for it because there's so much preparation that goes into it. Like, think about it. Right now, for basketball, we're preparing for 2 opponents, and we don't know which one it's going to be.
Yeah, that's crazy, too. When do they play? Tomorrow?
They play tomorrow.
So then you get, like, 1 practice, theoretically, and it's not even, like, a full practice. It's the day before to prepare for whoever you got to play.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy to go on the fly like that.
Yeah, so it's just, and like there, you just said it, on the fly. Baseball, you got to learn on the fly. Because in your head, you could be in the outfield, oh, ball, I want to make a diving play. What if you don't get one? You got to be ready for whatever they get to you. What if you over there lollygagging, moping in the outfield, next thing you know, the ball get hit to you? What you going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just feel like baseball players, when they play basketball or other sports, they're not scared to fail. And they always bounce back because they always make that quick adjustment.
Yeah. Dude, but as you're saying that, that's something I had never thought of, right? Not playing baseball. So I'll use golf as an example, all right? I hit a bad shot.
Yeah.
I'm like in the cart immediately because I want to go to the ball and hit a better shot, like redeem myself, right?
Yeah.
With baseball, you strike out, you got to wait another like 9-10 batters before you go again. Like I can't picture having to go through that mentally. Like, fuck, like that was so bad of me.
Yeah.
And now I gotta wait, I don't know, like an hour of real time before I can bat again.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine that, having to go through that,
It's the same, bro. It's even the same when you're on defense, bro. You make an error, bro. All the pressure on you. Yeah. You gotta wait for that next ball to get hit to you. And now you over here on pins and needles on your heels, ready for that next one. But like how you said, you strike out, you got to think. You got to be your own self-evaluator. And that's another reason why baseball players make good athletes in the sport. They're their own self-evaluator. We already know the coaches, man. Everybody in the facility can hear it. You got to be your own self-evaluator. Even in baseball, which is I call it the most individualized team sport. Because it's still one-on-one at the end of the day. You're batting, it's you versus the pitcher. You're fielding, it's you versus the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an individualized team sport. If everybody's doing what they're supposed to do individually, the team looks good.
Baseball is more than just, hitting the ball.
Man,
and I don't play it, right? But I know it's more than hitting the ball. That's why I honestly, like, this part isn't even, like, for the interview. This is, like, me. Like,
no, for sure, bro.
For sure. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, there's so much for it, right? But it's, like, there's so many situations and so many, like, things. You gotta have this poker face on. And I think we fail to see that because on TV it looks like they're just throwing the ball willy-nilly. But really, man, it's like it's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I would have loved to play baseball, honestly, just because of like I know all those elements to it. I would love that. Soccer, you have less of a poker face on. Yeah. It's more like you gotta read the you gotta scan the freaking field. And you gotta figure out how it is that they're playing or attacking or defending you. You almost have to read the team too. But just as a pitcher or as like a batter, individually having to read each other, like that seems so fun. It's like a different duel every time. Like you're pitching, right? And your batter, like this guy, he like kind of favors his, whatever his right, or I don't know all the terms in baseball, but you got to figure them out as you go. Did you find yourself doing research on these guys, like, or is it tough because you don't know really, like, back then, too, there was way less, right? I would imagine, like, there was less tape on all these pitchers and all these players. I feel like now you can go online and kind of find, like, what a high school or a college pitcher is doing.
I would say for, like, the age group I do, like, from middle school and high school, it's a little bit, like, now it's more advanced. But the pros have always had the access. Well, now it's more electronically now, but before it's a packet, they have, because I don't know if you know, so if it's like a 1 p.m. game, Like the team's got to sub in their lineup like 3 hours, I think, before.
Okay.
It's like 2 to 3. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on it, but it's like some around that time frame where you got to do it
Yeah.
a certain amount of time before the game.
So do they meet up? You're saying like?
No, they turn it in. So each team turns
Yeah.
it in at a certain time. They post it, blah blah blah, and then shit. Okay, so example: Cubs versus Angels or whatever.
Right.
Angels are at Wrigley Field. They both meet up in the thing. They give their lineups in and who's available for today. Boom. Cubs go back to the thing, have all the scouting reports of all the pitchers they got available for today. So they have it all on a packet. Boom. He gets subbed in. He's in relief in the 5th inning. Okay. You notice how when people get relief, those batters go to the dugout. Because the motherfucking coach is telling them, okay, this is his thing. 47% of the time at 0-1, he throws this. You know what I'm saying? When he gets ahead, he usually throws this a certain amount of time. So yeah, now it's on the little pads. But before, it's just a packet, dog. But every pros and stuff got scouting report. I would say varsity too. So from varsity up.
Yeah, I love sports because like that fires me up. You know, I don't know how it is now, but back then, I mean, I've known the pros always had that, but as far as college goes with like soccer, that wasn't really a thing. You didn't have enough resources to look up like, oh well, sometimes they start 4-4-3 or sometimes they come out with like 5 in the back or something. But professionally, that has always been a thing with soccer. I don't know how early they have to turn it in. But I know that they like the team, like the accounts put it out like an hour before, and I know this because sometimes I'll bet on the games. So
of course, man.
you're waiting like an hour before, 45 minutes before. You're like, man, who's gonna play? And then you can put your things in or whatever. But dude, I love sports, man, because and like I didn't think of the coaching side of it, right?
Yeah.
Like now you got these coaches scrambling. Their work is 3 hours before the game, like you're saying. They're like, man, well, so-and-so's pitching, so-and-so's going to come in for relief, so-and-so's third in the lineup. Like, just, those little knick-knacky things. It's insane, bro.
Yeah, like analytics. I think it's that word analytics where some people are iffy about. Some people care about it, some people don't.
Yeah. You going for it on 4th and 1? At your own 48-yard line.
So my own 40, I'm a big Madden guy, bro, so I love Madden. So ball's on our 48, so we cross half midfield. Mm-hmm. 4th and what?
4th and 1.
4th and 1.
Yeah, but you don't have the tush push in your pocket.
I don't have the tush push.
No, your guy's not mobile. Your quarterback's not really mobile. He throws a nice little screen pass, but he's not mobile. You going for it?
Okay. 4th and 1. Yeah, because I feel like I was 3rd and 8 right before. And I feel like I got a 7-yard gain. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna use that.
I guess the third down will determine it.
Third down will determine.
If it was 3rd and 1 and you didn't get it, then you're a little bit more skeptical on your 4th down.
I'll think about it a little bit more.
Yeah,
but 48, what's the situation though, bro? Situation. Third quarter, I might punt it because like I know we're gonna get the ball back.
But if you're down like two scores in the 4th, you're going. That's a given.
Okay, 2 scores, 8 minutes left. I'm going for that shit, dog.
No, you're actually down 8 in the 4th.
I'm actually down 8?
Yeah, and there's like 11 minutes left in the 4th.
Bro, I'm going for that shit, bro. I'm going for that shit. I'm gonna get that I'm gonna get that first down. I'm gonna score that touchdown and go for 2. No nuts, no glory, dog. No nuts, no glory.
Bro, I know that's why I could never be a coach because I'd just go. It'd be like the first quarter, and we'd be like at our 35, and it's like 4th and 2. I'm like, dude, they're not gonna expect it. So we go, we fail. Now we're down 7 early. Fuck, man, like that's why I'm not a coach, bro. But I kind of want to like pivot back a little bit into like this game on Wednesday, bro. I've got some stats here.
For sure.
I've got some analytics, man. Like as you like to say.
For sure, bro.
So, okay, so the boys, man, they're 21-7 this year.
Yeah.
They went 11-3 in the conference. 2 of those losses, I think we kind of spoke about it, were to Lake Forest. So that's our kryptonite right there, right?
Yeah.
What is it about, bro? And then I looked at the box score for both games. I think we scored like 25.
Yeah.
What happened?
So, from a coach's perspective, I'm not going to give too much of our insight, but I'll just talk more about them.
Okay.
So, they barely dribble the basketball, dude. So, they can bring the ball from one end to the end to the other.
Yeah.
Barely dribbling the ball. We like to attack dribbling. As I said, that's a counter for us.
Yeah. We want some steals.
We want some steals. Yeah. They're not going to they're just going to catch it and look to pass, look ahead. And mind you, they're tall.
Yeah.
So, they're not just looking, they're looking over us. So our pressure don't bother them. They like low-scoring games. We like running. But this is what's going to kick you up a notch. There's a shot clock next year.
Oh, is there?
Yes. So now there's a 35-second shot clock in Illinois next year.
Okay.
So teams like that going to have to change.
I like that they're adding that.
Yes. So now let me go right back to where it is. They're tall, 6'10", 6'7", 6'6", 6'7". Again, they got 3 big guys that are over 6'6". We got one guy, and everybody else is 6'4", 6'3" with a nice aggressive point guard. So they got the length over us. We like to turn the corner. We like to blow by you. It's hard to blow by a motherfucker when his arms are like this and he's big as hell. So it slows us down. So now that works into their favor. They want us to play slow. When you slow a fast team down, who got the momentum, Fer?
Yeah.
Them.
Yeah.
Because we're playing their way.
Right.
Instead of them playing our way. So they were just a real good team this year, man, that made us play their way, man, and we just couldn't get it. We just couldn't fight that hump, bro.
That happens, man. That happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes, early, too. You're
Yeah.
like, man, we're playing their game.
Man,
we're
the
not
25
beating
points,
their
bro.
game.
We knew. We're like, dude, it's hard to score in these
that's
motherfuckers,
crazy.
man.
I saw that. I'm like, dude, did some parents fight in the stands? The game ended early.
Bro,
25 points,
Bro,
I mean, they didn't score very many either.
40. It was 40 to 25.
40,
bro.
yeah,
I remember.
but that's why I'm like, this is wrong. Like, did the game end?
Opposites. We're opposites, bro. We're opposites.
Yeah, I could see that. So the boys are aware of that, though. They kind of know what it is that led ultimately to their demise with these guys.
Yeah.
So,
we learned from it for sure.
and that's good, bro, because that's why you see so many 1 seeds whatever sport it is, or a team that went undefeated or what have you. If you don't go through adversity, if you don't go through tough times like that, you can't learn from them. You know. So when you are caught in a close game or a tough game that is forcing you to change how you have to play, how you're supposed to play, how you usually play, it's tough for you to adjust. So it's good to go through those early on.
Yeah, for sure.
But okay, so we lost these 3 games, right?
Yeah.
But hey,
one of them is Stevenson.
The other one.
The
was
other loss was to Stevenson.
Okay.
We started off bad, so we slow start, and it was too much to climb back. We tied it up at some point at their spot. So like now that the season's over, the seeding is here. We look back at those 3 losses in conference and was like, we could have had any of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like now we're using that as another piece of motivation, because we're gonna run into a team like that. We know for a fact.
Yeah.
We know for a fact these teams are going to watch the Stevenson film and the Lake Forest film on Waukegan. When you're about to play us in the playoffs, I know for sure that's going to be the film that they watch. Mm-hmm. But this is what I always got to tell people. You got to be like them too. There's not many people that's 6'10", 6'7", 6'7". You know what I'm saying? That's why they beat us. But if you run their stuff and you got 6'4", 6'3", and you're not as long as them, we're going to blow by you. Because we have the athletes.
Are they in our bracket, Lake Forest?
No, Lake Forest is 3A, dude. So they're in 3A? Dude, they're in a whole nother tournament. We're in 4A, so we got somebody else.
So we're in here with, you already mentioned earlier, we're waiting on Zion and Round Lake.
Yes.
And Libertyville and Mundelein
yes.
is who we're expecting to play the round after that, right?
Yes.
And then we've got 2 Rockford schools.
Guilford.
And Huntley. Huntley, Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we would ideally be playing at home for the sectionals. Correct?
Sectional, yeah. So what we're predicting is probably Guilford. Rockford, Guilford. They're good. They're pretty good.
Uh-huh.
They can match up with us. Yeah, they're on their bye, and that's who we'll face if we make it to sectionals.
Yeah.
That'll be the first game. I believe they'll make it out, but I think Rockford East or Rockford Auburn, I think is in their bracket.
Yeah.
They can easily have a chance. In the Warren McHenry game is what's going to be
I know, man.
the factor.
Warren's a 2 seed on the other side of the bracket, huh?
Warren McHenry is the one that's going to shake things up.
Okay. So, but we'd be playing that at home, dude.
We'll be playing it at home.
Yeah. Ooh, that's sick, dude.
That's the goal for her, bro. We want to be back at the
That'd be
crib,
sick.
man.
Imagine that sectional championship. I'm just as like a rivalry standpoint,
as a fan, dog.
like I'm as a fan. Imagine us playing Warren at home, man. Like reminiscent.
15 years later.
Yeah, reminiscent of when Jay Rich was around, and oh man, dude, I'm ready, man. I am too, man. Where'd you say we play Wednesday?
Libertyville High School.
Libertyville twice, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
And then we play the Wednesday after that back at home.
That's our plan, bro. That's the plan.
I might have to. I mean, it might be tough to get some tickets, huh? I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna hit your line, bro.
Holla at me, dog.
But, I kind of want to get into, while we're still on the topic of this game, I kind of want to shout some of these guys out, man.
For sure.
Because they deserve it. They became all conference. So, the first one I saw is Carter Newsom. And that kind of sounded familiar. And so I'm asking you, he has an older brother, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, man, that's sick, dude. He was playing for the town, a couple years ago, maybe?
2017, bro.
6 years ago?
Yeah, he was a freshman when I was a senior. So I actually played with Carson one year.
Mm-hmm.
So the senior year, he was our freshman point guard.
Yeah.
And I was just the senior shooting guard. So imagine playing with him, and then 2 years later, you were his coach. You know what I'm saying? So
that's where you're saying it could get a little finicky, a little awkward.
Yeah, but that's family to me. So
yeah,
day one, he said, "Nah, you're my coach, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like, you here to be my coach. And once I had him buy in, bro, we were in the sectional final too with him. You know what I'm saying? So 2017, we were in a sectional final at the Dog Pound with Carson Newsom.
Yeah,
running the show.
Yeah, I've never interacted with him, but I know of him because of that. Because I remember at the time I would kick it with one of my guys, shout out Freddie, and we went to the game.
Okay.
Because he had just graduated, so he was fresh on the scene.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, they got a squad, and bro, I'm telling you, I don't care. I'll be fucking 58 at these games. Anytime Waukegan's making it far somewhere, I'm gonna be happy. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So he's like, yeah, let's go, to the game. I got a ticket, let's, So we went to the game, and I remember seeing him dog, And he went on and, he played in college and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
But so I saw this name and I'm like, man, that sounds familiar.
That's little brother.
So that's his little brother?
That's little brother.
Oh, man, he's sick or what? He's a point guard too?
Point guard, man. Carson was 6'6". Little bro's 5'9". So you're getting two totally different people and players, but you get the same dog.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just shout out you, Carter, bro. So this is when I knew he was a dog. Yeah, and when we lost to Lake Forest their 6'10" kid tried to dunk on a 5'9" kid, and Carter.
And it happened.
Carter met him in midair and basically said, "Earn it." No, earn it, and did not let that man dunk on him. 6'10" and 5'9".
Yeah.
You don't even gotta be a part of it to have that visualization.
Yep.
Shout out to Carter. He's too much of a dog. So just that's why he deserved it, because he held Jackson Davis, the Warren's greatest player, to under 20. Not many people did it. He battled him. He's not scared of no point guard. He's gonna stick him up if it's not full court, at least 75.
Yeah. So this was against Warren, you're saying?
Yeah. Oh, he came up clutch against Warren.
Even more reason I want to see this matchup now.
You know what I'm saying? So he battles them well, but Carter's very deserving of that all conference. He's our leader. He's our charger and our battery, if that makes sense.
And he's a junior?
He's a junior.
He's got a year left.
Got another year, man.
Okay. How about Jali Rico Love?
Rico.
Also a junior?
Also a junior.
Okay. What does he play?
He's like our wing. We consider it like a wing. He's not our center, but he's a wing player. Because we look in the future. In college, he's going to be a wing. He's 6'7". He can handle the ball a little bit.
6'7".
Yeah,
wow.
He's 6'7". Can handle the ball a little bit.
As
he
a
could drive.
junior.
As a junior.
He's tall.
Yeah, he's a transfer. He came from Manly High School in the city. So he moved up here. Family moved up here, so he's up here with us, and we're glad to have him. Hey, he's obviously earning the respect of his peers up here and making a name for himself. So we appreciate him coming over here and not only contributing but helping excel us to the level we're as an alumni, as we're supposed to be.
I like that.
You get what I'm saying? As a person
like
who put that jersey on, we're supposed to be in this section. This is how we're supposed to be almost every year.
Yeah, I like that. How about Javi? Chavi? Zavi
Yeah,
Granville.
Zavi Granville, man. Shout out to X, man. You the man, X. But
average 20 a game.
Yeah.
Almost 7 rebounds.
He's a workhorse. He does all the little things and then so. He's also a transfer. He came from Grades Lake Central, but he also went to elementary and 6th grade in Waukegan.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an actual Waukegan kid, but parents moved to Grades Lake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
But continue going.
But continue, no, he transferred back over here. He just wanted to be a part of the history. He know he's from here. He always thought was like, man, selling out the dog pound wouldn't be a nice, wouldn't be a bad way to end out my high school career.
In the sectionals.
So like it was a perfect timing. He I believe he should have been Conference Player of the Year. I think he deserved it with the numbers he had, but I think he got every motivation in the world to bring us to where we need to be.
What does he play?
He's more of like our wing 2 guard, more like our 3. He does everything, man. He rebounds. He plays good defense. He's quick first step. Stops the drives. He's kind of unguardable, man. Like he's a dog, dude.
Really?
Dude, lay it up, dunk, shoot. Bro, He does a little bit of everything. He's the Swiss Army knife. And a 6'4" body.
Yeah, and he's you think obviously he's probably gotten better as he's progressed, right?
For sure.
But was it always like evident, or is he like a late bloomer? Like any of these guys, are they like evident late bloomers? Like
I don't believe so, because I believe everybody you just named here are 4-year varsity players.
Oh yeah,
they'll end up being 4-year varsity players.
Insane, bro.
Zavi played 4 years at Grades Lake. Zavi's freshman year, Grades Lake Central went to the Super Sectionals.
Oh wow! So this isn't like
this isn't nothing new to
territory for
him. Rico, when he was at Manly, he's played varsity since a freshman at Manly in city ball. So like you know how it is over there. So like we ready for this moment.
Man, I don't know any of these guys, but I'm like hyped, bro. Yeah. I'm hyped. And you had your boy you mentioned that got snubbed. As well.
We had Samarion Carter. He deserved to be on that list.
What does he play?
He's more like a 2-guard wing. He's 6'4".
Okay.
Like, we got size, and like barring injury, he would have got on the list. For I'm gonna be honest. He sat out a good amount of conference games. Beginning of the year, after the Warren game, the first Warren win, he was out for like a good 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of why he didn't get it. But everybody around knows he's one of them.
Okay.
And he knows he's one of them.
How old is he?
He's a junior also. So
you're telling me next year it's gonna be crazy too.
X is leaving, so X is a senior. So Zavi is a senior.
Is he going somewhere?
He has offers, so we're just waiting to see what he does. But that's
exciting.
He's also has a lot of academic scholarships as well. So Zavi will be going to college.
Okay.
May not be for basketball, but he is for sure going to college because he has academic scholarships.
Man. I love that for him, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, who's our 5, dude? Who's our center?
I would probably say Rico. He guards the biggest guy for the other team, but we look at him as a mismatch, though. Because if that big guy has to guard him, he has guard abilities.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6'8".
But then we're teaching him big stuff. So, like, we're adding on to his game as well. So I credit to them boys, especially the 2 transfers. They bought in. Once them 2 bought in, like, it was easier for the rest of the guys. Yeah. They were like, okay, we don't gotta help them out. Like they're already in tune. They want to win just like us. They in line
and they got here this year. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, in the summer. They got here in the summer, dude.
Man, that's exciting, huh?
Yeah, and like that's the era we live in, dog. Like think about think about the downstate team. We had transfers there too.
Okay.
Quan Connor was a transfer. He's on our coaching staff. Shout out Quan. He's on our coaching staff. He's a transfer from North Chicago. Mm-hmm. When Carson and them went to the sectional final, Red is a transfer from Zion.
Oh, okay.
When we had the Browns, the Brown Bros, Javion Taylor's from Zion, Jalen Cunningham's from Round Lake. So think about it. Waukegan has always had success with a little bit of help from a transfer.
Okay. Well, I mean, dude, that's probably anywhere, though. Like, none of these guys are homegrown, like other schools. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, to get people to... It's like... Let's say in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to LA. You're gonna live in LA,
Facts.
dude. Who wants to go to Utah though? It's like that. Like imagine that hurdle that Waukegan has to jump to get people to be like, yo, come transfer over here, come play for us. You know what I mean? Like they really have to believe in the city. Yeah. And we've been battling that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, shout out Sam Cunningham, I had him on here. I feel like part of that was me trying to combat that. Like, dude, like, we get a bad rep, and I think that there's, like, reasons for that. But there's also so much good in the city, man, that I want people to know about. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's so many good people and just, like, in general, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And shout out those people that are transferring back, over here. You're saying Zavi, like, the guy that moved over from the city,
Yeah.
Rico. Like, dude, like, shout out them and shout out, like, anybody going forward who's like, man, you know what? I'm going to move back and we're going to make this squad and we're going to freaking host sectionals and we're
Yeah.
going to go far.
Yeah.
And, man, I really want to be at those games now.
Dude, you getting me pumped, bro.
Bro,
I'm on
I'm
the staff. I'm on the
pumped, dude.
staff,
I'm
dude, and I'm
pumped,
over here
bro.
pumped for fucking Wednesday, dude.
Bro, I don't know any of these kids. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't watched a single second of this game, and
Yeah.
I might be the biggest fan, like, in attendance, dude. Like,
For
I'm just
sure,
gonna
bro.
be there, like, sweating every play with them, like, just, like, feeling every emotion with them, because, I don't know, man, there's, like, something to be said about, like, damn, like, these kids, like, as being labeled as Waukegan, even, like, going back, and
Yeah,
now I'm gonna get,
facts.
like, a little bit deeper, right?
Facts,
Like,
bro.
you're always looked at as a little bit less. You're always looked at as, like, oh, yeah, sure, but, like, like, it's just Waukegan. Like,
Yeah.
you always have that chip on your shoulder.
People don't take us serious, bro.
Nah, and that's like, and you know what's crazy in basketball? I feel like they take you a little bit more serious just because we actually have done something there. But I feel like just as a whole, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just Waukegan, whatever. Like, so these kids, man, like, I'm talking to them, dude. Like, one, like, I don't want to put pressure on them. We said that earlier, like, because there is no pressure.
Yeah,
It's like,
we proud of them boys regardless.
yeah, either way, right? But dude, one thing that I do want them to know is like, dude, these, like, they don't know it right now, but these are some of the best years of their life, dude. Because I look back, I'm like, man, I remember those bus rides back, the bus rides there. Like, I literally felt like a professional athlete, bro. Like, I have the fucking
The headphone, we had the beats and shit.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
have. No, I didn't have
I
the
did.
beats. I had the. I still had the string, the Apple.
The
man.
Apple one?
Yeah, I connected it to my iPhone, like 4 or 6,
Yeah.
whatever it was. Man, you're like looking out the window, like, yeah, like we about to take this dub.
Facts, bro.
And whether we won or lost, when we would take like a very important loss, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Nobody would say none on the way back. It's dark. You're a little hungry.
Yeah,
You
hell
still
yeah.
got homework to do.
Facts.
You're like, man, bro, this is horrible. But when you'd win, or you'd have a great bus ride back, like those are the moments you think back on. You're like,
Yeah.
man, like this is so. They may not realize it now, but these are some of the best years of your life that
Yeah.
you're gonna look back on. For
sure.
So one, enjoy it, and two, make everybody proud, man.
Yeah.
Like that would be the ultimate, like,
Yeah.
win in anyone's mind, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And they know. Like they know. Cause like I said, some dads even played for Waukegan before. Some dads even cut down the nets before, And we got the staff to do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna toot my horn because I believe the varsity staff, we have a really good varsity staff and they deserve a lot of the credit. You know what I'm saying? But who deserves all of the credit is the players. Because it's easy to not listen. It's easy to say fuck that in my way. You know what I'm saying? In this
Yeah.
era that we live in.
Yeah, and
So-
not buy into like
and not
the
buy-
we, the family,
Yeah. But what, like I said earlier in the beginning, when we lost at Warren, man, I knew we were gonna be what we were this year. Like this ain't a surprise. I'm not saying it's a surprise to everybody, but everybody in that locker room and the staff, this ain't a surprise to us. This is what we've been preparing for the past 2 years. Is this moment right here, and then next year also. But I'm not thinking about next year right now. I'm thinking about fucking now because we have a legit chance, dog. We have a legit chance, and like how you were just saying, the town supports these boys. And the difference between here and other places, adults come to our games, dude. You go to Libertyville, all right, just an example, us versus Libertyville during a conference game, all high school kids in there. You know what I'm saying? That's supporting they boys, they Wildcats. When you go to Waukegan section, it's alumni, old people, Sam Cunningham, they come to the games. Like, the boys know that everybody loves basketball here.
Yeah.
When basketball thrives here, everybody thrives here. The air is a little different here. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna sit here and say like we grew up in the J Rich era. We were middle school. We knew that era was different. Restaurants was closing.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want to get back to anything as close as that. We're not there yet because we still got to win these games.
Yeah.
But I just know after these if we win these 2 games the air's going to be a little different outside.
Oh, yeah.
Because now we're back at home for a sectional. And that's the dream of every Waukegan basketball player is to play a sectional game at Waukegan while you're hosting.
Yeah.
Because, bro, when I was in St. Louis, bro, I flew, bro. You probably ain't gonna believe it, bro, but I did, bro. I took a train back from St. Louis back home to watch Jalen Brunson in the sectional final his senior year at Waukegan, bro. And then I took a train the next morning right back.
He played for Stevenson.
He played
right?
for Stevenson. He's a year younger than us, so he graduated 2015.
Did he crack us that day?
He beat us the year before. So my junior or our junior year, he beat us in the regional final.
Here?
We were at Prospect.
Man.
But the next year when we graduated high school, Waukegan hosted sectionals again. It was Lake Forest versus Stevenson. I took a 5-hour train ride from St. Louis to come back to the town. Really to get a haircut, bro. I'm going to be honest. I really came up here to get my haircut, but the game was that day too. So, and I'm alumni, so they let me in. Shout out to Ashlaw for that ticket, dog. But like, just a sectional, bro, in Waukegan is lovely, bro. Like the teams that are in those sectionals, just by playing at Waukegan is most motivation. So that's why, like, I love playoff basketball. I love March Madness, bro, because when you find out where you gonna play, that's enough motivation. And for us, bro, like, we had our senior day second home game this year. Think about that. So our senior night was our second home game. You wanna know why, Fer? Because we're expected to be back.
That's crazy.
Like, our whole goal this whole season was to come back for sectionals.
And that'll kind of take me back to, like, you know, just talking to the squad, you know, like, regardless what happens, man, like, they're already generating buzz, dude, you know? Like, they already kind of did what, you know, they had to do, which is, like, generate the buzz, you know? And regardless what happens, like, whether it's Wednesday, Friday, next Wednesday, whatever, like, I think the city's proud of them. Like, you know, just them winning this, you know, the conference is like, damn, like, that's already, like, generating some buzz, you know? But, man, for the sake of themselves, dude, go out there and finish the story, man.
For
like,
sure, bro.
do it, dude. Like, just, you know, shout out to them, man. And dude, shout out to you, bro, for coming on and for,
I appreciate it, bro.
I said, bro, for coaching up the next generation. And just, like, that's a big responsibility that you're taking on. And for you to kind of be doing it the right way, dude, it's like, you know, I'm proud of you, man, for sure.
No, I appreciate it, man. And, like, you know, usually, like, coaching is a thankless job sometimes, man, because, you know, we win the game, they'll never thank the coach. It's all the players, you know. We win, it's all the players. We won because of the players. We lose, we get the blame for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very thankless job, but I signed up for it. So, like, I know what I'm walking into, and I'm going to be the best that I can, and I'm going to be a better coach than what I had. You know what I'm saying? I like to leave that lasting impression. Like, at the end of the day, because remember, my favorite word here is family. So you coach by me, you family to me. And that's how I treat it as, because I've coached players, they end up passing away. I've been to funerals of my players, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a real job, man. And, like, for the people that want to get into coaching, like, if you're not going to be passionate about it, the kids feel that shit. Like, they go by your energy. You know, sometimes I be crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie, but, like, it's the passion and the love I got for the sport. You know what I'm saying? At some point, it's going to trickle down to the athletes. But if for people that want to get into coaching, be consistent, yo. That's the thing. I've been doing it for 9 years, man. I sacrifice shit. I wouldn't even say sacrifice because it's what I love to do. So it's not really a sacrifice, but my whole 20s, man, I was focused on everybody else. Real talk. I was focused on everybody else's future because, I mean, that's my job. You know what I'm saying? My future's going to come. Timing's going to come. You know what I'm saying? But if you focus on them, because there's some kids that don't even get that type of attention, you know, at home or at school. But if you got that coach that believes in you, the kids are going to let you know. Like, I literally had one of my 12-year-old baseball players do a biography project on me, dude. Like, a kid did a biography project on me, bro. Angel Melendez, bro, from Waukegan, Illinois, bro.
That must have felt like
different,
dude. Bro.
That bro, I brought a tear to my face. The kid sent me the project and everything, the recording, bro. He got an A on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I told him like my flaws. Like, I told him everything. Yeah, man, I got in trouble as a kid. Like, dude, I told him everything. But it's because I love that kid, and it's because of the bond that I build.
Yeah, you can't fake that.
You can't fake the bond, dude. You can't fake the bond, and you can't fake the energy. And they know. These kids know when you bullshitting, yo. These kids know. So you can't bullshit these kids, yo. Yeah. And, like, I refuse to bullshit these kids, man, because I've had coaches bullshit me, man. So, like, I'll do this for any kid. And I tell that to all my players. Don't thank me, because I'm going to do it for somebody else also. You know what I'm saying? But, like, they need more community involvement. We have the community involvement. You know what I'm saying? So, like, We need to shift it to even soccer. The girls, shit, even the girls basketball needs love this year. They had 20. I think they had 20 wins this year.
No way.
Yeah, bro. They were like
what?
20-10, I think. Like they deserve love too. So we just gotta show love to these kids here in Waukegan in general, win or lose, because you never know. Because everybody I know are late bloomers athletically. A lot of
Yeah.
Waukegan kids succeeded in college and beyond. So we need to give these kids the support and love while they're here. Because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's because you know what, like I would say, like the 5 year gap from like you graduating to like turning like I don't know, like 23, 24.
Yeah.
There's that period there where you're still in college, and even
Yeah,
maybe when you
fact.
get back a little bit, you feel like a little bit too like that's lame. Like I'm gonna go back to my, you know. But then you get to like around our age, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not lame. We gotta show
no.
love, man.
Yeah.
These are kids, dude. Like
Yeah.
you know, like in their own right, like they deserve it. You know what I mean? And then for them to get us to generate some buzz about it, dude, like that's sick, bro. Like I'm so happy for them, honestly. You know, like regardless what happens in the coming days, coming weeks, I'm very proud of them, bro. And I hope they go far though. That'd be sick.
That's the goal, man. That's what we working for. It's exactly what we working
Hell
for.
yeah. Hey man, but for real, like I said, dude, thank you for your time. Thanks
Appreciate
for
it,
coming
man.
on, dude. I always after like I talk to someone here, I always feel like we could chop it up for like 3-4 more hours, and that's how I feel right now.
Facts.
But you know what, man? We'll just chop it back up in a couple weeks, hopefully, like right before we're gearing up for is it Peoria still?
It's a champagne now, so
it's
now it's like you a
now?
lie.
Yeah, right before we're gearing up for Champagne, you know. We'll
That's
chop
the
it
goal,
back
bro.
up, bro. Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
the goal, my guy.
Hell yeah. But yeah, man, thank you. Like I said, thank you for coming on. You got anything like left to say to these people, to the kids, bro? You know, whatever you got to say. The floor is yours.
Shout out to my Bulldog boys, all levels, from freshmen all the way up to varsity. Good season this year. All levels had a winning record. You know, some had double-digit wins. 10+ wins over. My freshmen were 16-5. So I just want to shout out to the whole basketball program, girls and boys. So shout out to the girls and boys basketball programs in Waukegan. And shout out to my family for supporting.
Yes, sir. Heard it right there. Thank you guys, too, for tuning in. And, you know, hopefully you guys, this will encourage you to support the Bulldogs in these coming weeks. You know, stay up to date. I think I'll be posting about it for sure. And, you know, you can give Angel a follow and, you know, just see how dedicated he is to his craft. And, you know, we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully, future state champs, participants, qualifiers, whatever, man. Shout out the boys. And shout out you, man.
For sure, bro.
For sure. We'll see y'all.
My guy, bro.